Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something pretty cool, a new way to think about AI called the AI Council Conductor. The big idea here is to stop treating AI like just a simple tool, and instead start leading it like an orchestra conductor. Okay, let's just jump right in with this quote, a baby holding a loaded rifle. Wow, that's how the source material describes AI today, and it's kind of perfect, right? It's brilliant, it's powerful, but it has zero judgment. So that's the big question we're all grappling with. How do we handle this incredible power without it backfiring on us? And that idea leads us straight to what the author calls the brilliant, stupid AI paradox. If you've ever used AI, you know exactly what this is. It's that frustrating feeling when one minute it gives you something amazing, and the next, it's just completely off the rails. So let's break that down. AI has these two sides, right? On one hand, its brilliance is just undeniable. It can spit out code, draft a legal memo, outline a whole marketing plan in like seconds. But then there's the other side, the stupid side. It will quietly ignore your rules, it'll confidently answer the wrong question, and it will just invent sources with this incredibly fluent, believable tone. And that's where it gets dangerous. And this paradox leads to these three big failures that I'm sure you've seen. First, fluent fabrication. It sounds so confident, but the sources it's citing, they don't even exist. Then there's misaligned optimization. It hits the metric you ask for, but it completely misses the point of what you were trying to do. And finally, context drop, where it starts out great, but then just forgets one of your most important instructions halfway through. The output looks good on the surface, but underneath, it's totally broken. Okay, so how in the world do we get around this? Well, the source talks about this huge aha moment that totally changes the game. It's this mental shift from just using a tool to conducting a process. This is where you stop being just a prompter and you start becoming a conductor. So here's how this breakthrough happened. The author had this mediocre idea, right? Instead of just trying to force it, they staged a debate between AIs. They had one creative AI generate a plan. Then they took that plan and fed it to a more skeptical AI, asking it to find all the risks and hidden costs. Finally, they took both of those outputs and gave them to a third AI to create an integrated solution. And boom, the result was way better. The magic wasn't in any single AI. It was in the process, in that structured conversation. This points to a really crucial idea. We need to completely reframe what we think AI is for. Its core function isn't really invention, it's translation. Think about it. It translates jargon into plain English. It translates a pile of data into a compelling story. It translates your fuzzy, ambiguous goals into concrete options. Once you start thinking of AI as a translator, you get so much better at telling it what to do. And all of this brings us to the central solution here. We have to stop using a single AI as a hammer for every single nail. The answer is to assemble what the source calls an AI council. This is where you give different AIs, different models, specific jobs to do. And what's so cool is that you can actually match these roles to the personalities of the different AI systems out there. For instance, think of OpenAI's models as your ambitious generalist, great for that first draft. Then you've got Google's models, which are kind of like an encyclopedia librarian, perfect for organizing and verifying facts. Anthropic? It's like your ethical philosopher, great for stress testing ideas and checking for safety. And your open source models are like the hacker builders, awesome for quick prototypes. And this really nails the main point. The goal here is role clarity, not brand loyalty. It doesn't matter which one you think is best overall. What matters is picking the right specialist for the job at hand. You're basically building a team, not just hiring one person to do everything. All right, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually put it into practice? Let's look at a super practical and even cost-effective workflow that you can start using pretty much immediately. Okay, check this out, the strategic hacker workflow. It's a fantastic example. Step 1, the Diverger. You use a free model to just brainstorm a ton of ideas. No cost, broad thinking. Step 2, the checker. Use another free model to do a first pass on fact-checking. See? Right there, you're tackling that brilliant but stupid problem head-on, catching those fabrications without spending a dime. Then, once you've got something solid, you bring in the workhorse, your paid, powerful model, to do the heavy lifting. And finally, the refiner, the best model you have to give it that final polish. So with all this in mind, what is your role in this whole new process? Well, it's not about becoming a prompt wizard. It's about becoming a conductor. Think of yourself as the conductor. Your job is to frame the problem in the first place. You have to assign those clear roles to your AI council. You're the one who stages the debate, who pits one against the other to get a better outcome. Then you synthesize the outputs, you document the reasoning so you know why you made the decision, and this is the most important part, you make the final call. The AI provides the inputs, but your human judgment is what creates the masterpiece. And here's why this is so important. Because as the models change, and believe me, they will constantly change, your process is what endures. The tools are temporary. They'll get better, they'll be replaced. But having a solid process for orchestrating them, that is a real, lasting advantage that will keep you ahead of the curve. So, in the end, it's all about that mindset shift. When you start thinking like a conductor instead of just a user, you can actually turn AI's biggest weaknesses, its paradoxes, its flaws, into your greatest creative strength. So I'll leave you with this question. What's the very first decision you're going to bring to a new AI council?